It's day 4 of the Toronto International Film Festival, and I had a loaded day today. So I saw Dead Man's Wire, Sound of Falling, Hedda, and Normal. So let's start with Dead Man's Wire. Set in 1977 and based on a true story, Tony Karitzis, a former real estate developer, puts a dead man's switch on himself and the mortgage banker who did him wrong, demanding $5 million and a personal apology. Dead Man's Wire was an interesting film. I didn't think it was going to be so funny. Yeah, every single scene is injected with humor, and it's not just a small chuckle. You're not just sitting there smiling or, that was funny. No, these are laugh out loud moments. I didn't expect it to be funny. I didn't think it was going to be funny. I just remember looking at it and thinking, interesting concept. It's based off a true story, and also it's like a thriller. So when I bought my ticket for this, I didn't have a thriller in my schedule at the time, so I was really excited to add that in. But man, it's so good because there's that wonderful balance of like comedy and thriller. The actual story itself is not a comedy, but the way it's portrayed has comedic elements, but the comedic elements are actually quite substantial. It's probably the funniest thriller I've ever seen. Really interesting from beginning to end. I love Gus Van Sant. I think he's a great director. I've loved a lot of his films. I was expecting a good film. I was expecting a good film. I was actually hoping, when I actually bought this ticket, I was hoping that this was going to be good because for some reason, and I don't know why, but I just had it in my head that, maybe I should sell this ticket. Maybe I should get rid of it, replace it with something else. I do have to say that halfway through this film, I thought, you would have been the biggest idiot in the world if you got rid of this ticket, because this is fantastic. And especially with the crowd, the audience was loving it. It was honestly a great time in that theater watching it with that crowd. So great film and with a great audience. I feel like I'm rating all these films too high at this point, and I think it's just the TIFF effect of just being in, that environment where everyone is just completely digging on a film. And you're getting swept up in it. But I don't know. I think this might be one of those films that after the festival, I might not change my rating on this one. But yeah, right now I would say 4.5 stars. I thought it was really well done. I thought it was really thrilling and funny. And, Dacre Montgomery was fantastic, almost unrecognizable in the beginning of the film. I still kind of knew it was him, but every once in a while he did get completely lost in the character. And then Skarsgård was great as always. He rocks this film. He rocks it up and down. And Al Pacino, oh my God, every single scene that had Al Pacino in it, the audience was going nuts in both a positive and negative way. Positive because Al Pacino actually brings some of the laughs, but also I would say in a negative way because it's Al Pacino being Al Pacino in the most Al Pacino way possible. And everyone just caught on to that immediately. So, it has its good, it has its bad. So I would say, yeah, right now 4.5 stars, but we'll see what happens later. So in between Dead Man's Wire and Sound of Falling, I was able to actually go back to the RBC Red Carpet Gallery because I thought, I have the ticket. It was for Nuremberg. It's for the premiere of Nuremberg. So I was like, okay, Russell Crowe is going to be there. Rami Malek is going to be there. Some other people are going to be there. And it might be a better experience than last time because my plan going into this was if I get there basically right from Dead Man's Wire, then I might be able to actually be at the front of the gate to have a little bit more interaction. Last time it was great because I talked to people. I had a great time with everybody around me. So I got there. I was maybe like 25th in line, something like that. Anyway, standing there, they do the trivia like they did last time. I did very, very poorly. The first time that they did trivia, I came in 7th. This time I came in 35th. So then it was kind of interesting because then, the red carpet starts and things like that. And there was this person behind me, and she asked if she could sort of squeeze in between me and the person I was standing next to. And so I was trying to be nice, and I said, sure, go ahead. And I gotta say that was a mistake on my part. But she tried to give Russell Crowe her business card and like a painting thing that she did.
Can I send you a proposal for a voiceover? No?
It was weird. It was a really weird scenario. But I got Russell Crowe's autograph, so that was cool. It's actually my first autograph from any actor or really anyone in the film industry, period. Moving on to Sound of Falling. Over the course of a century, as 4 girls from different time periods experience their youth on a German farm, their lives become intertwined until time seems to dissolve. Sound of Falling was very, very interesting. It's kind of a slow burn, has a few different focal points in the film that it keeps cutting back to in different time periods. It's one of those films that I'm gonna have to go back and watch again because I don't think I truly appreciated what this film is while I was watching it. Because afterwards, when I left, everyone was talking about how amazing Sound of Falling was. And I could feel it, but I just, because as of right now, I would probably put Sound of Falling as a 3.5, actually. And I think it was just, I just need to see it again. I know it's great. I just couldn't, I don't know, it just wasn't connecting with me in the moment. Honestly, though, it could just be, I feel like I'm having a hard time this festival. Last year, it was easy for me to connect with basically every film that I saw. This year, I'm having a harder time connecting with the films. Part of me thinks it's because I'm just so tired all the time. Last year, my schedule was a little bit more structured in a way that I had bigger gaps between the films, so I could go eat, I could go back to the hotel room. And this year, it's like, film, and just chock full of activities and different things that I'm doing. So I really couldn't appreciate Sound of Falling, but I know it's there and it's really, really good. The acting is incredible. The cinematography is so well done. It's such an eerie film, I would say. There's a few scenes in the film, they're meant to be eerie, but the entire film, from beginning to end, just has this eeriness to it that kind of gets under your skin a little bit, that I found anyway. But yeah, I know this is a really good film, and I know that I could probably appreciate this. I really need to see it, maybe at the Lightbox again, maybe in a month or two or whenever it's released, or at home or something. But I know I'll appreciate this later. So I would say right now I'm going to give it a 3.5. I'm probably going to upgrade that score later. Next was Hedda. Hedda Gabler finds herself torn between the lingering ache of a past love and the quiet suffocation of her present life. Over the course of one charged night, long repressed desires and hidden tensions erupt, pulling her and everyone around her into a spiral of manipulation, passion, and betrayal. Hedda was great. It was, the premiere. Oh, I had a little bit of an issue with the beginning of the film, and it had nothing really to do with the film itself. It's just the fact that, I was at Princess of Wales Theatre. I think it was just where I was sitting. There was a bit of an echo. There was a bit of something. So at the beginning of the film, I had a hard time latching on to specific lines of dialogue and understanding what people were saying. So the beginning, I was a little lost. I was like, I don't really understand what's happening. But I would say that was probably the first 15 minutes. And then after that, it was fine. The film itself, Tessa Thompson is incredible. Tessa Thompson is an absolute blast in this film. And everyone else in it was fantastic as well. The direction is great. The score is fantastic. Every once in a while, there's this there's this breathy, whispering sort of additive to the score that was just so good, and that breathy whispering signaled a change, and I was there for it. I was loving it. I was loving this film. It was fun. There were a few moments where the audience was like, "Ooh, are we going down this road?" So that was kind of interesting. I was really, really disappointed. I was not able to stay for the Q&A. I really wanted to, because I wanted to hear what Tessa Thompson and DaCosta had to say about this film. But I wasn't able to. I had to jet for Midnight Madness because I needed to make sure that I got there on time, because I didn't want to miss Normal. So Hedda, I would give Hedda 4 stars right now. I thought it was really well done, really well crafted. DaCosta is a fantastic filmmaker, and I really can't wait to see what she does with 28 Years Later, The Bone Temple. I'm really excited for that. Normal. In the aftermath of a bank robbery, interim sheriff Ulysses uncovers a criminal conspiracy at the heart of his small-town community. Normal was interesting because first of all, Bob Odenkirk was there. He came out for the introduction, he came out for the Q&A. He is so full of energy. He was rocking and rolling across the stage. He was engaging with the audience. He was making jokes. He was loud. He was involved. which is really, really cool because most of the time when people come for Q&As, they're all just sort of standing there. Honestly, I would say that there's been a few films where the Q&As have kind of sucked from the director's perspective. So to have Bob Odenkirk come out and really just be this personality was fantastic for Midnight Madness, obviously. But the film was interesting. In some ways, it's fresh and it's a new take on something, and in other ways, it's a paint by numbers, you've seen this a million times before type movie. And it's kind of a blend of both, I guess. It's funny, it's fun, it's a fun ride. I would give it probably 3.5 stars. This is not a movie that I would probably revisit or go back to time and time again. I think this is, a one and done for me. I had my fun and I'm good with that. It delivered on everything that it needed to deliver, but I wanted something maybe a little bit more to it. So I would probably give it 3.5 stars. And so that ended my night. And yeah, I would say, so out of Dead Man's Wire, Sound of Falling, Hedda. So Dead Man's Wire, I had a lot of fun and it's a hilarious movie. Sound of Falling, I know it's gonna grow on me and it's gonna be one of those films where I'm gonna be super happy later on, hopefully. Hedda was fantastic, and honestly, DaCosta is a wonderful filmmaker. Can't wait to see her next film. And Normal, a great way to cap it off. It was a really solid Midnight Madness film, and I got Russell Crowe's autograph. So hey, you know what? Day 4 was pretty solid all in all, and I'll see you tomorrow for day 5.